Hello there! Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louis Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for. On Motoring Forum, we shall have PNR General Manager June Magno with insights into the PNR's new diesel multiple unit trains. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smarts portion centers on the zipper rule. This week's Spying Chaver shall be about the importance of following the rule on the yellow box. The public service segment shall have the problem on waste deposits on the Pasig River. Showcase this week shall have the pickup from Isuzu, the 2020 D-Max LSA 3-liter 4x4 MT. While for race weekend, we'll have the highlights of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series Round 1 held at the Navotas Centennial Park.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive and motorcycle industry are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us!
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Suzuki All New Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style. All New Ertiga debut.
Welcome back. Here are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. The DOTR recently launched the promotion of the Low Carbon Urban Transport System, or the LCUTS, in partnership with the United Nations Development Program. The event serves as part of the LCUTS's approach to engage key stakeholders from both the public and private sectors to help address key barriers in their participation in the said campaign.
During the event, DOTR Undersecretary for Road Transport and Infrastructure, Mark De Leon, said that this initiative aims to address environmental impact brought about by the transportation sector. It was also stressed that the project aims to help promote and create an enabling environment for the commercialization of low-carbon urban transport systems, like electric and hybrid vehicles in the country.
This forum is about low-carbon transport for the Philippines. As we see, other countries already started going electric, meaning, for example, China and some European countries has already targeted that by a certain year, let's say 2040, 2050, they are all out electric. So now we're already preparing for any eventuality or any plans. No? We're planning now na the Philippines might want to consider as well going electric to really promote low carbon transport.
Part of the studies that will be done through this forum are the impact of e-vehicles, the incentives to its users, and the standards and regulations to make.
We want to really have a clean environment for the future generation, and one such option is to go electric. So these are the ones we're studying now in the DOTR, Department of Transportation, is to study the impact of going electric. What are the necessary legislation if we want to proceed electric? What are the necessary incentives so that people will accept electric? What are the necessary standards, regulations to implement and to draft so that we can go electric? So those are the things that this study is tackling now in this workshop.
Meanwhile, initiatives pushed by the LCUTS include the PUV Modernization Program, the Motor Vehicle Inspection System, and the promotion of the non-motorized transport through the Metro Manila Greenways Project, among others. Furthermore, on behalf of Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade, DOTR Assistant Secretary for Planning and Project Development Sheila Napalang presented the advocacy of the Transportation Chief to the campaign for a clean environment.
The DOTR said that through this forum, everyone can empower the country to use low-carbon transport systems. Meanwhile, addressing the issue on beep cards, the DOTR has reiterated a few points in which they clarified the matter to the public.
The DOTR has clarified that there is no increase in the current fare of LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3. This clarification was made to avoid confusion with regard to the card issuance fee increase that the department recently announced. The DOTR said that the increase is an automatic provision indicated in the concession agreement signed by then DOTC and AF Payments Incorporated back in March 31, 2014. Section 16.5.b of that 2014 agreement states, any stored value card distributed by the concessionaire until December 31, 2019 shall be charged an issuance fee of not more than 20 pesos, and any stored value card distributed by the concessionaire after December 31, 2019 shall be charged an issuance fee of not more than 30 pesos. In addition, the DOTR is currently reviewing the said concession agreement and all its provisions with the end view of determining how best to protect public interests.
The DOTR stated that a report will be provided to the public soon after their evaluation and review. Continuing, 15 more modernized units are now seen plying our streets as another transport service cooperative joins the PUV modernization program.
The Pasig Mandaluyong Quiapo Operators Drivers Alliance, or PAMA-CODA Transport Service Cooperative, has launched 15 modernized jeepney units that are equipped with Euro 4 engines, air conditioning, CCTVs, and dash cams, among others. Flying from Pasig City to Quiapo, Manila, the minimum fare is 11 pesos for the first 4 kilometers and an additional 2 pesos per succeeding kilometer. PAMA-CODA expressed their gratitude for the opportunity to be part of the modernization program and pledged their full cooperation and support of the mission of the LTFRB to provide a safe, secure, and effective public transportation system. The LTFRB, for its part, said that the launching of the units is in line with the office's commitment to improve public transport and enhance the riding public's commuting experience through the modernization program.
The Pasig Mandaluyong Quiapo Operators Drivers Alliance Transport Service Cooperative started its operations last January 20. And finally, prior to the scheduled Senate public hearing on motorcycle taxis, the TWG announced its decision to terminate the motorcycle taxi pilot run. The pilot run is supposed to end in 2 months.
On January 20, TWG head Antonio Guardiola Jr. made a statement that their recommendation to terminate the pilot run has been endorsed by Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade. The official said that this is because the study has been impeded by one of the players and due to the legal actions they've taken as well. As a result, they couldn't gather data properly.
Ang prangkisa po ay pribilehiyo lamang na binibigay ng gobyerno. Pwede po anytime kunin niya.
But on the same day, several senators have expressed dismay over the TWG's recommendation, saying that the move is arbitrary, unjust, and without basis. Senator Grace Poe, chair of the Senate Committee on Public Services, said that the decision was wrong because of the lack of proper consultation. She added that the law on motorcycle taxis that the Senate intends to pass should be based on the result of careful studies, which the TWG is supposed to conduct. Meanwhile, Senate President Pro Tempore Ralph Recto and Senator Sherwin Gatchalian echoed Senator Poe's sentiments, saying that imposing a 10,000 biker limit for each motorcycle hailing firm participating in the pilot study has not enough public consultation and that the basis to terminate the pilot testing on motorcycle taxis is not clear.
The TWG said that the termination will take effect by the week. The Senate, however, has recommended the continuation of the study and the pilot run of motorcycle taxis. Those are the latest news in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The PNR has recently acquired 2 new train sets, equivalent to 6 rail cars, from PT Industri Kereta Api or PT Inka of Indonesia that have been added to its operations. With these, PNR is expected to cater to more passengers from its current 60,000 to 73,500. To know more about this, we have no less than the General Manager of PNR, Mr. June Magno. Hello, GM Magno, and welcome to Motoring Today.
Hi, Susie, and to all viewers of Motoring Today.
We understand that the procurement of diesel multiple unit trains is part of your reliability and availability program. Kindly tell us what this is all about and its objectives.
We are currently operating 11 trains. However, our reliability when I arrived here 3 years ago was only 30%. So that means there's only 3 trains operating out of 11. We were able to bring it up to 8 out of 11. So roughly reliability of around 79 to 80%. But that's not sufficient. The corridor that we serve is around 200,000 a day. 8 trains is not sufficient, so we need to increase the reliability and we need to increase the availability of trains. So that's why we decided, instead of habulin pa yung reliability of the remaining trains, it's not gonna increase capacity significantly anyway. So we bought new classes of trains. The new classes of trains that we selected, we have option of buying locomotive hauled trains and diesel multiple unit trains. The first class that we bought was actually diesel multiple units, the same as the train sets that we ordered from Korea through part of a North-South Linkage project loan within the Philippines and Korea. We have 6 sets, only 3 remains and 2 are working. So we ordered another 6 sets na diesel multiple units. 2 of them are 3-car formation and 4 of them are 4-car formation. So we have the first 2 and we are commissioning the remaining 4 as we speak in Indonesia.
Thank you for that, sir. Moving on, why did you choose the Malabon FTI route for the operations of these trains?
Okay, very good question. Between Malabon and FTI, it's actually the bypass route of EDSA. If you go from Malabon all the way to FTI, even Makati, not even FTI, it would take you 2 to 3 hours from Kamanava to Makati or Kamanava to FTI. But since our right-of-way is exclusively owned by PNR, has not been used for almost 25 years, so we reopened the Malabon to Makati service, which is only 30 minutes to 35 minutes to Makati and 40 minutes to FTI. Since we opened that, this has been very huge demand on that corridor alone. Now, the question is, we have remaining areas all the way to Alabang. I told Secretary Tocate, are you not utilizing them all the way to Alabang? Sabi ko, not yet, sir. Because we had stoning incidents after FTI, actually after Bikutan and Alabang. Somehow we resolved all those issues already. We may be ready to reopen the service all the way to Alabang. Baka FTI to Malabon, and then we will reopen to Tuban with the new DMUs all the way to Alabang. And then if we extend the bridge to Valenzuela, we will extend the service from Valenzuela to FTI.
Report has it that safeguards are in place to ensure the reliability of these trains. What are those, sir, and what are the other key features of these trains?
Okay, the key features of these trains, one is it has a modernized engine control system, much more fuel-efficient engines. We are using tropicalized air conditioning. All our old trains doesn't have tropicalized air conditioning because of the tropical weather that we have. The kilocalories of cooling that is required is underrated for our tropical conditions. We uprated it based on our tropical conditions. So it should be colder than our existing trains. The safeguards has, we have polycarbonate glass. Okay? We don't use glass anymore. Yun yung binabato na nababasag. The other safeguards is marami na siyang handholds. We almost double the number of handholds, either the hanging handhold or the stanchion poles that we put in there. And we using new surfaces, more friction-based surfaces, so you won't slide within the train. And then we included some safety features in it, including the emergency braking system, fast evacuation, and then normally the train industry, the railway industry have new devices for safety. We included that as part of the safeguards. So,
How is the PNR going to maintain these trains from Indonesia?
the way we wish to maintain these trains, is we applied what we call reliability, availability, maintainability, and safety systems, or RAMS. Okay. Before, we only measure reliability, availability every quarter. Now, we're doing it 2 times a day. So we're doing that 2 times a day. Our inspectors are inspecting the trains, all of our trains, twice a day before we put them into service. And that we make sure that we have 99% available train sets, and we keep it at 90% all the time. We don't want it to go back to 30% anymore, like before. That's what we want to do. Second, we want to do preemptive procurement of spare parts. Our past experience when I came in 3 years ago is we know what is wrong with the trains, but we don't have the spare parts because we only buy after it was broken. But if you have RAMs, you could predict actually some of the parts that will be broken to make it operational. So we buy them in advance, and we ask government to allow us to give us a budget to buy this in advance. Hindi malaki yung budget requirement that we will have to have the trains reliable. That's what we do. So we increase the number of engineers that we have. We change the whole process that how we do it. We are building 3 more maintenance sheds. We'll use modernized maintenance equipment. We will automate some of our maintenance procedures, and we have great linkage with our suppliers. We make sure that most of the systems that we use is not end of life. That means it's still in production.
Sir, important question from all your loyal passengers in the PNR. With the addition of these train sets, will there be an additional cost for them, say an increase in fare?
So far, no. We are not considering increasing the fare until we improve the service. Unless the riding public says that our service has greatly improved, then we would start considering what would be the increase in fare. Now, on fares naman, we are still the cheapest fare. Cheaper than tricycle and in the jeepneys. We're only 1 peso 7 cents per kilometer. Very affordable.
Thank you very much, GM Magno. Before I let you go, would you like to leave a message to the viewers relevant to our topic?
Our new trains are undergoing certification. So the uncertified trains, we're still offering them for free, 20 passengers per station. In the next few days, the program would end. When it's certified, we'll go to revenue service. You start paying. So start using them. We have 4 more coming in. Our trains will be much more frequent. For people crossing our right-of-way, be careful. The frequency of our train service would increase significantly from last year. That's our message. And again, stop throwing rocks.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thanks, Susie, and happy motoring.
That was PNR General Manager June Magno, our guest this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Suzuki All New Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what
7-seater in style. All new Ertiga debut.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today, and now we have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines. As seen on the animation, kapag ang traffic ay nag-merge sa single lane, vehicles must emerge alternately. Ito ay tinatawag na zipper rule. Matutong magbigay daan sa iba and wait for your turn. More motoring tips for you here on Motoring Today. Proper driver's demeanor while behind the wheel from Mitsubishi Motors Philippines.
Payong tsuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Alan, isang kapwa nyo tsuper. Ito'y isang paalala na huwag huminto sa loob ng yellow box.
Ang mga yellow box na matatagpuan sa intersections ay dapat palaging bakante kahit pa naka-green ang traffic light. Kapag nakahinto ang kabilang bandang intersection, mas mabuting maghintay ng tamang pagkakataon bago lumampas sa yellow box.
Tandaan, sumunod sa yellow box rule upang maging maayos ang ating takbo sa kalsada. Ito po si Jose Alan Mendoza, payong tsuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo tsuper.
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Continuing, we now welcome you to Motoring Today's World of Motorsports. We start with the latest news and developments. The year 2019 saw a number of local racers having a breakout year. One of these is Estefano Rivera, who has stepped up from his brother Milo's shadow to be a motorsports star in his own right. In the year where Milo only showed up at slalom competitions to cheer his little brother or to sharpen driving skills for the Circuit Racing Championships, Estefano has dominated the National Slalom Series to end the year as the Slalom King. But this didn't go easy for the reigning king as the title was wide open for everyone.
This year into slalom racing, there was a lot of competitors. Even si Milo, he tried to join once in a while because he was more focused in circuit racing this year. So yeah, it was very fun. The first races were very competitive, even towards the end. Actually, may mga bagong competitor from Cabanatuan. And sila Pawi Pase, sila Rochang, Jevoy, they've been doing slalom for how many years already, and they're really competitive and experienced drivers. So it was really not just fun, but it was also a learning experience to compete with them, and it made me improve every race. Of course, there was pressure, but I also enjoyed the pressure because it motivated me to do better every race. Like, I wasn't really focusing on the championships. I drive it race per race basis, so I don't really think of the points or anything. I make sure I improve every race, and winning was a bonus.
Estefano accomplished the feat in his first full year of truly concentrating in the slalom in a car prepped for him.
Well, I would assess myself as he did a very good job. Not just for me, but each race we're also improving the car because this is the first year also of our Honda EG. Because as you know, for the past years, we've been using the Starlet in kay Milo. The classic Toyota Starlet na luma na pero nananalo pa rin. So this year, we wanted to try the Hondas naman, which is a lot easier to set up and a lot easier to bring in the track because Starlet, you can't even drive it on the road. So it's the first year of the car, and of course I think it's my first year driving completely devoted to the season, because sometimes before I would miss a race, conflict with a Vios Cup, or conflict with other commitments. So this year we were really 100% committed, and every race, not just we were enjoying the win, but we were enjoying also because we were improving also the car.
Aside from earning the Slalom King title, Estefano, driving for Team Avengers, outdueled Japanese champion racer Ryo Yamada of Team Clean Fuel Racing to bag the 2019 Formula V1 Challenge title. Estefano says he owes much of his achievement in the single-seater series to his coaches, managers, and mechanics.
It was very new to me because it was my first year in a single-seater race car. From Vios Cup to V1 was a big jump. But of course, with Avengers, knowing they're a great team with great people, great mechanics, I knew that my car would be very competitive, and we had practice sessions to make sure that I was able to adjust to a different car, because it's also, with contrast to slalom, it's a different discipline then, takbo niya. So all I needed was practice time, of course coaching and from my coaches, and eventually I was able to get that.
Estefano recalls all the 9 races versus Ryo, and the rest of the drivers in the Formula V1 series were very close.
So actually every race, me and him were just separated by around 0.1, 0.2 of a second. So it was very competitive, and all I can remember was basta kailangan lamang ako sa kanya, like, just to keep on my head and use all my racing experience.
In winning the 2019 Formula V1 Challenge crown, Estefano Rivera earned the chance to drive in a V1 race at Suzuka Circuit in Japan. He fulfilled a childhood dream to actually race at his favorite PlayStation circuit.
It was one of my dreams because as a kid, I was watching Formula 1 sa TV lang, sa Star Sports, mapa. Watching sila Michael Schumacher driving in Japan, in Suzuka, was like, wow, that racetrack, very nice, very technical. And after that, it's one of my favorite tracks sa PlayStation, one of the tracks I really play a lot. So it was really a dream to drive there, and to be competitive was just a bonus.
During that race, our local hero qualified and finished 5th in the race that had a 30-car grid composed mainly of seasoned Japanese V1 racers.
Everything happened really fast. There was not enough track time to get to know the track or to get to know more how to master the racetrack. So the first sessions were pretty good. We were really less than a second competitive to the fastest Japanese driver. So I was pretty happy with that, even my team, because first time na Filipino in the racetrack na competitive agad in the first session. Siguro nakatulong mga PlayStation ko sa Xbox. Yun, and eventually in time trial, I was 5th place. I was qualified in the top 5. Then in the race, when it started, for the first 3 to 4 laps, I was battling for the top positions. Like the top 5, we were all in one single file. Because in Suzuka, it's very important, the slipstream, the graph when in the straights, you're following someone, so yung less drag, so nakakahabol ka sa straights. So yun, it was very, for me, while I was there, like, kahit seryoso ko, I was very excited, very fun, but then I had to be focused also na, kailangan to be careful. And yeah, malas lang na around lap 3, I went to a spin, went back to 8th position, and eventually in the last 5 laps, I was able to fight my way back to 5th. So it was a very fun learning experience. And, at least I know na as Filipino drivers, it would also bring pride to the country na kaya natin to drive in a world-class racetrack such as Suzuka.
In 2019, Estefano was also part of the Philippine contingent, which performed creditably in a number of legs of the year's Asia Auto Gymkhana Championships, including Korea and Taiwan legs.
In Korea, it was my first time, and to be honest, I really had a hard time adjusting because the tracks there were really tight, were very, very technical. Like, unlike here in the Philippines in slalom, umabot ng second gear or minsan third pa. Doon, it's all first gear lang, tapos steering lock palagi, left, right. So it was a new experience for me, lalo in the technical aspect. And I also learned a lot from the experience, from my team, Coach Ivan. It's also my teammates, who si Mark Bernales won the event himself in Korea. So I really learned a lot from them. And well, Taiwan naman was a big improvement for not just for me but for the team, because there were 3 events: the individual, yung mag-isa ka lang, then the doubles, where tandem with your partner, yung men partner mo, Then third is the team where tatlo na kayo. Yung with your tatlo na with the kasama na yung girls sa event. So we finished very respectfully in all categories. Sa team, we were second overall. Sa doubles, we were third. Sa individual, I was 4 out of 30 drivers.
Finally, Estefano Rivera has this to say about his breakout performance in 2019.
Sure, 2019, it's taught me to take things more seriously, go one step at a time. There's a lot of exposure in races there, pero you have to take it as, for me, as it's your last. Be serious and to be devoted in each race to take everything seriously. To wrap it all up, siguro, it was a big step in my racing career because not just with the victories, but also my experiences. And siguro it's a springboard for me to not just do better nationally in the upcoming years, but also hopefully internationally. I want to thank, of course, my team, my sponsors for the year. My accomplishment in 2019 will be possible without them. First of all, in circuit racing, Avengers Racing, specifically Mr. Cosco Oben, my boss, for sponsoring me and having faith in me to do well and to eventually we won the championship in the Formula V1 series. And also to the team, my coach Roland Hermoso, my manager, Paolo Agregado. And moving on, going to slalom, I want to thank Race Motorsports for continuing to make slalom a great series for everyone. It's been here for 30 years now, I believe, and it's continuing to grow and being successful and keeping slalom racing a great national sport for us. So I want to thank Tita Bing Bang Dulce and to Tito Lito as well. When it comes to Gymkhana, I want to thank AAP, Mark Casales, and my coach, Coach Ivan, and my other coaches, Coach Tenny, Coach Norris, and to my teammates. So I want to thank, of course, my family rin, my parents, for kahit matandaan na kami, they're still supporting us in our racing career. And of course, I want to thank Motoring Today. Of course, continue to cover our races, B1, slalom, parang sinusundan nyo na ako every race. So thank you very much for today for inviting me. And lastly, I want to thank, of course, God, of course, above all. Without Him, none of this will even be possible. So.
More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. It's a brand new year for the Philippine Autocross Championship Series. The championship points tally sheets are all clear and everyone appears to be raring to get their names on top of the leaderboards while enjoying getting back behind the steering wheel of their race cars. We are here in Navotas Centennial Park for another day of racing as a sea of cars behind me are ready for the start of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series. The 2020 local motorsport season has officially begun, and it began with holding of the first round of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series. It was apparent that many were eager to get the racing season up and running following the relatively short break for the holidays. Race Day Sunday saw entries registering early for the first autocross event of the season held at a closed-off section of Radial Road 10 in Navotas. The overall and class champions as well as the rivals and contenders showed up ready and prepared to defend their titles or to dethrone the reigning champions. (2019) PAX overall champion Inigo Anton, perhaps at 15 years old, the youngest ever overall champion on record, is back to defend his title. I'm here with the 2019 overall PAX champion, Inigo Anton. Hi, Inigo.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So, what are your expectations for this year's Philippine Autocross Championship Series?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank everybody that helped me in 2019, the Philippine Autocross Championship. It was my first year trying to go for the overall, and luckily I was able to do it. And whatever I did in 2019, I hope to do it again this 2020.
So it's the new year, same league. Are you planning on doing anything different this year?
Well, just because I'm gonna be turning 16 this year, I'm allowed to actually do circuit races now. So hopefully in the Vios Cup, I think you'll be able to see me there also. So we'll just be balancing like Philippine Autocross and PS Cup. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do circuit this year.
So for those who are wondering, can you just give us, your insights on the difference racing for Philippine Autocross Championship Series and, with the likes of the Vios Cup and other circuit racing leagues?
So like Philippine Autocross is very different from any circuit. Philippine Autocross mostly goes around public roads, which are of course properly closed to the races and everything. While circuit is more on tracks and side-by-side action. So like you're not racing against the time, you're racing against other people in circuits. While here in autocross, you're mostly just focusing on getting the fastest time.
All right, that's Inigo Anton. We are looking forward for a very competitive year from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Also happy to be back and raring to contend anew for the overall and other class championships is Jeff Borja, a perennial contender looking to complete his 5th season of autocross racing.
Just for today, I'm just happy na nagkaroon ng maaga yung autocross. So, first round here, maganda yung racetrack. Although yung racetrack hindi masyadong maganda for yung kotse ko ngayon kasi medyo high speed talaga siya. Makina ko, hindi ko alam kung kakayanin lumaban doon sa mga mas malalakas. But, mahaba naman yung season, so maghahabol tayo ng points doon sa mga ibang tracks na mas suited for the Honda Jazz. I've been racing in Philippine Autocross 4 years straight na, actually. Before naman, nag-race din ako sa autocross, pero hindi ko na-complete yung season kasi meron akong other things na ginagawa. But yeah, this is my 4th year straight. I have expectations kasi last year, we did well, but I did not get the trophy that I was hoping to get. But that's okay. We only lost by a small margin naman. At saka may absence kasi ako because of other engagements. So that's okay. This year, I'll do whatever it takes to make the Jazz quicker every round if it's possible. And then ako din, kailangan ko din ng practice. Practice ko rin lahat ng layouts. Medyo more or less I have an idea kung ano yung kailangan gawin for the layouts. So, and then from there, we'll just keep learning.
Jeff is aware that competition will be tighter for both open class and overall championships, especially with more and more talented drivers joining autocross. But he welcomes the challenge and the challengers.
That's a good thing kasi gusto nga namin talaga dumami yung competition kasi it's more fun when you have more competition, you have more rivals. We're all friends here. But syempre we also wanna beat each other. But it's good because if I have someone who's faster than me, for example, then it brings up my game to the next level where I can get quicker than him, and then it's a game from there. So I welcome actually more sana na pumunta pa and to join even the novice guys, of course, kasi mas yung mga lahat naman tayo nagsimula sa novice, right? So eventually yung mga novice guys yung iba dyan talaga magiging champions din. So yeah, we invite everybody to join the Philippine Autocross Championship.
Jeff's invitation might not be needed as sprinkled among the long line of vehicles waiting their turn for timed runs on the relatively short but challenging autocross track are many newbie, really raw rookies in racing or those returning to the sport after many years of absence, like the father and son tandem of Chuck and Hans Montecillo. The father, Chuck, is making a return to autocross and considers himself a newbie.
Well, I joined last year, I think 2 events towards the end of the year, and I enjoyed it a lot. I used to autocross back in the States, back in the early 90s. So I do have some background in autocrossing. I would say I'm a novice, but no, I mean, I haven't been racing in years. So this is a way for me to just like relive what I used to do. I'm not in it to really win anything. I'm just here to have fun. I wouldn't call it a career, but I will do my best to finish this year's championship series. I would like to attend every single event. Hopefully I can do that.
Meanwhile, the son, Hans, is a true novice.
Well, it's my first ever form of racing, and I'll just use Jeff's words, I almost killed him. I'd say my passion for racing started with the first few toys I've ever had, which were my old Hot Wheels cars. From then on, it just started from there. I just started looking into all kinds of racing, and then I found this to be my sort of thing.
That's my DNA. He has my DNA, so he has no choice in the matter.
That's the biggest thing.
After his first attempt at autocross, Hans is showing signs of taking the sport seriously. At the first round of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series, the champions are back to defend their titles. The contenders are back to eager to dethrone the champions. The regular weekend warriors are back to sate their thirst for motor racing. And many newbies sign up to experience the thrill of racing and find out if they have what it takes to contend and one day be champions. The motor racing season has begun. That's it for another coverage of the Philippine Autocross Championship Series, year 2020. Check us out next week for another edition of Race Weekend. It looks like we're in for another exciting year for autocross. With a number of good storylines to follow, chief of which is the question: who can stop the phenom Inigo Anton from claiming his second PAX overall championship? Or will competing in circuit racing affect Inigo's bid for this? Race Weekend will be following these storylines closely. That's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Suzuki All New Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style. All New Ertiga debut.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Maxis Philippines has donated a Maxis V80 Flex ambulance to the Hospital ng Tondo in Manila. This is in line with its corporate social responsibility efforts, which focuses on providing convenient and efficient vehicles to institutions and individuals.
It's our way of helping out the City of Manila, and it's our way also to support the mayor in his healthcare and community advancement for the city. The reason why we also sponsored for Hospital ng Tondo is that it's where we see that we can be most helpful. So we are also looking at other LGUs where we see that our products and services can be most helpful to them.
The ambulance is a 3-seater Maxis V80 Flex van, customized by Winterpine Marketing Corporation, featuring LED top light with siren and public address system, with official decals and vinyl sticker ambulance markings, and fitted with stainless bumper and stainless ramp approach.
So it has a stretcher, it has the oxygen tank, it has the BP monitors, and we put additional lights, and of course you will have your emergency lights plus the PA system.
According to the company, the said donation of the Maxus V80 Flex ambulance represent Maxus Philippines' concrete support for the local government of Manila's efforts to fulfill the mayor's promise of real change in his vision of Ang Bagong Maynila. This vision includes improving healthcare services for the citizens of the country's capital city. Volkswagen Philippines took members of the motoring media to Baguio City and Pampanga for a test drive event and culinary crawl featuring the Lamando. The Lamando, which made its Philippine debut in 2018, is powered by a 1.4-liter, 4-cylinder, inline, turbo fuel-injected gasoline engine with Blue Motion technology.
With a lot of horsepower, 150 PS, and then around 280 Newton meters of torque. With 7-speed DSG transmission, it gives you so much power when you need it, but at the fuel efficiency of a 1.4-liter engine. So it's really very comparable to the 2-liter engines out there, but then not as a gas guzzler as them. But then, of course, inside you have the trims of the leather seats and the active info display in our SEL model. What is an active info display? Basically, it's an LED where you see the speedometer and the tachometer in an LED screen, and our huge infotainment system as well.
It turned out to be ideal for the drive on the 3 expressways, North Luzon, Subic-Clark-Tarlac, and Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union, and the twisty climb up to Baguio City.
We went all the way to Baguio, the north, and it's actually, Baguio is Volkswagen country, so if you go to Baguio, there are a lot of Volkswagen lovers, and there, from that passion for the brand, spawned artists who wanted to create artworks about iconic Volkswagen vehicles such as the Beetle, the Combi, the Sakbayan. And we thought it would be great to bring the Volkswagen Lamando there because of the timeless design that goes into every Volkswagen and link it to the artworks that were brought about by the artists from Baguio.
The culinary crawl was followed with an art crawl as well. The team visited the Tamawan Art Village, where talented Baguio artists have managed to blend indigenous aesthetics and exquisite Cordilleran craftsmanship to create artworks depicting their love for the Volkswagen brand, particularly for the iconic Beetle. The Volkswagen Lamando Art Competition for Baguio artists was also announced during the visit. The 2-day culinary and art crawl in Baguio and Pampanga on board the Lamando gave participants a better appreciation of the local vibrant art and culinary scene.
I'd like to invite our viewers to experience what our friends from the media experienced, the new Volkswagen Lamando, where it is our flagship vehicle from Volkswagen. It starts with the SE at 1.5 million, with our top-of-the-line SEL at 1.7 million.
Coventry Motors Corporation, the exclusive distributor of Jaguar and Land Rover vehicles in the country, recently unveiled the new Land Rover Discovery Sport in an intimate gathering held at the showroom of all British cars along EDSA Green Hills.
It's a refresh. It's our 20 model year upgrade for the car. We first launched it in 2014, and so this is our first major kind of upgrade to the car since we first revealed it. So we've changed and updated a number of things, some subtle changes to the outside. We've changed quite a lot to do with the interior. We've improved features. It now has more connectivity, some upgrades, some new technology, and we've improved things like the way the car drives and feels.
The new Discovery Sport features enhanced design, the latest user-friendly technology, and more efficient electrified engines.
We've gone to the LED headlights. So as far as the customer is concerned, it's a brighter light, it's more natural light, and also it extends their field of vision at night. It's less drowsiness. So that's one of the key features on the exterior. There's new front bumper, new rear bumpers, some subtle changes in our dynamic version where we've gone to body-colored parts that previously were in a different finish.
Inside, the premium cabin of this compact 5-seater SUV delivers superior levels of craftsmanship. heightened comfort and is equipped with the latest generation InControl Touch Pro infotainment. Space has also been improved with increased small item stowage and a flexible load space up to 1,794 liters. The new Land Rover Discovery Sport is available in the S trim in addition to the R Dynamic variant, which features diamond-turned alloy wheels, unique front and rear bumpers, and Shadow Atlas script on the bonnet and tailgate.
Main safety features we obviously have things like airbags, which are fairly standard now across, but we have some driving aids, dynamic stability, traction control, torque vectoring, all which are things that are going on underneath the car all the time. So whilst you as a driver don't necessarily know what's going on, the car is constantly feeling what's going on. It can sense from sensors around the car, and it will adapt and change to make sure that it's as safe as it possibly can be all the time. But it's available now, so as we see here, so come and buy. In terms of pricing, $4,490 is for the Discovery Sport S, and then just for a little bit more, $4,790, we have the R Dynamic version, which principally is the same equipment, but it takes on a more sporty, dynamic look, both outside and inside.
Meanwhile, Coventry Motors also announced the prices for the 2020 Defender.
It's a global car, and it's a car that is almost an iconic one within our brand. A lot of people that love Land Rover, it's all about the Defender because it's got a spirit of off-road adventure, and it's just a great car to be around. So, of course, we had to bring it to the Philippines. I guess the main thing is it's come alive for the 21st century. So Defender is very much all about dual purpose. So you can use it if you want to take the kids to school, but at the same time, if you want to then get at the weekend, go off-road. You want to go and have an adventure. That's when Defender comes into its own. 4x4 systems, lots of electronics to help people maximize their off-road ability whilst being safe. I think it'll do very well. We've already had a significant amount of interest in the car. A lot of people have been waiting for the new one to come because it suits their lifestyle, type of driving, and the use that they want to put their car to. So it's going to do very well. It's very well priced, it's the right size, engines are great, so it's ticking a lot of the customers' boxes that they want out of a car. We're launching at 6,090,000 peso for the entry-level car, and then the client can accessorize with some different types of pack of accessories that we've pre-picked depending on the kind of lifestyle they have.
According to the company, the new Defender will be available in 5 variants at the following price points. Defender 110 Urban, 6.21 million pesos. Defender 110 Country, 6.26 million pesos. Defender 110 Adventure, 6.34 million pesos. Defender 110 Explorer, 6.51 million pesos. Defender 110 First Edition, 9.29 million pesos. The AutoHub Group of Companies, in partnership with SsangYong Berjaya Motors Philippines and Berjaya Auto Asia Incorporated, has officially opened the first SsangYong Chang'an dealership in Paco, Manila, called the Auto Asia Otis Manila.
It's a very good opportunity for us to expand here in Metro Manila with the AutoHub Group of Companies. So we're very excited and we're happy that we're now expanding in Metro Manila, and hopefully we can be able to be reachable to more customers who are interested with our Korean and our Chinese brands. This location is very good. This is very near the Automotive Row. This is actually very accessible to these trucks for all these businesses, and at the same time high visibility for the Manileños. So maraming interested with our products, and we're right here in the heart of Metro Manila. So this is really a good place for us to be in.
The AutoHub Group has been awarded the exclusive dealership franchise in Metro Manila and is eyeing to expand in Luzon and Mindanao by 2020.
For SsangYong, is the only Korean brand that has a pickup truck. If you notice, other Korean brands doesn't have a pickup truck. That's one. Number two, all their models are diesel. So, Filipinos love diesel. There are different types of SUVs, and we believe that with the price position, it would be a very, very good entry to the market. For Chang'an, on the other hand, it's one of the big Chinese car companies. And what Berjaya has brought in is basically all commercial vehicles, utility vehicles. In the AutoHub group, konti pa lang yun. So we would like to capitalize on that. And the price point is fantastic. It's extremely low priced and good value for money. So we believe Chang'an would also be a thing of the future. And besides, if you look at the last 12 to 24 months, a lot of Chinese brands are coming in. And a lot of them are quite successful. So we just ride on the bandwagon and hope that Chang'an would be as popular as they are.
The AutoHub Group is keeping it fresh by bringing in the only Korean brand that has all diesel lineup and is fully manufactured in its country of origin. The Tivoli, which is a subcompact SUV, and the Musu Grand, SsangYong's entry to the pickup segment. Both start at 1,180,000 pesos. Chang'an, on the other hand, starts at 585,000 pesos for a 7-seater MPV with a very affordable financing program that's under 12,000 pesos a month only for a 5-year payment term. Chang'an also has light-duty trucks that range from 435,000 pesos to 488,000 pesos, all below 10,000 pesos monthly for 5 years.
The facility is roughly about 2,000 square meters. And the showroom can hold about 8 vehicles inside. And then our service workshop available, we have a good number of service work base wherein all our customers can be very comfortable and we will be able to service all their vehicles here comfortably.
In line with Chang'an Otis Manila's campaign, Make More When You Spend Less, the whole lineup will ensure profitability for businesses because of its really low maintenance costs.
We will be opening few more dealerships in the provincial area, particularly in the Mindanao region. And that will again expand our network and become reachable and accessible to more customers.
To all the televiewers out there, I'd like to invite you to come to our showroom here in Otis, Manila. The SsangYong Chang'an products are here for you to test drive. And I'm sure when you see the prices and when you test drive the vehicles, you probably want to get one.
Our car of the week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. Known for being Isuzu's toughest pickup, the D-Max is here with its latest offerings. Watch this. That was all about the 2020 Isuzu D-Max LSA 3-liter 4x4 manual transmission variant. Our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Suzuki all-new Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style. All-new Ertiga debut.
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
We now have our public service segment brought to you by Honda Cars Philippines.
At the start of the year, the MMDA Pasig River Ferry System and Dito Telecommunity signed a cooperation agreement for the new 150-seater ferry boat to be used in its operations. The system is seen as a transport alternative and probably a traffic solution as well. During the said event, we were lucky to be part of the team who toured along the Pasig River aboard the said ferry boat. It can be seen that the river is still alive, a little bit cleaner than before, and foul smell has relatively been reduced. Water lilies are still also present in it, and the water still remains brown in color. We noticed that this is probably because of waste that's being deposited directly to the Pasig River. We have seen several passages of these during the tour. How is this affecting the whole system? And with this very noticeable situation, how can the management encourage commuters to take this alternate transportation mode? We shall be asking Yusek Frisco San Juan, who heads the Pasig River Ferry System and the Deputy Chairman of the MMDA, next week.
That's our public service segment from Honda Cars Philippines. And may we remind you once again that if you come across any motoring issue or problem that you deem as unsafe or inimical to the general motoring public, which you would like us to highlight on this portion or to refer to the proper authorities for appropriate action, please feel free to let us know about it. Take a look at your screens for our contact details. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now in its 33rd year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of Butch Gamboa, our dad, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!